Hello, Divas. It's Brenda Douglas. And listen, question: how do you feel about a homeowner association, also known as HOAs? How do you feel about them? In this video, I am going to share some insane HOA rules. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, what is a homeowner association? Well, a homeowners association is an organization within a subdivision or planned community or condominium building that makes and enforces community rules. The purpose of an HOA is to protect property values, to provide services to the residences, and to develop a sense of community, and to also maintain the common areas that you find within, it could be individual houses, townhouses, high rises, or condominiums. The thing is, guys, some people are totally against HOAs, and they will not purchase a home that has or that is within a HOA community, whereas there are other people who swear by it. They absolutely the opposite. They will not move anywhere that does not have an HOA, because an HOA has its pros and cons, but we're not going to get into that in this video. I'm going to save that for another video. In this video, I am going to discuss some insane HOA rules, guys. More than 23% of U.S. households belong to a homeowner association. The HOAs are typically run by the resident homeowners within the community, who are elected to a board of directors to oversee the HOA management. Okay, so now some key points to remember about the homeowners associations. Number one, HOA, the monthly fees for the HOA are mandatory. They are not optional, and they are not negotiable. Okay, and just to FYI, they can foreclose on your property if you don't pay those HOA fees. Okay, so the HOA fees are mandatories, and the fees are the homeowners collectively pay these fees. Okay, and it's pretty much to maintain the neighborhood. Okay, HOA fees can range from $100 up to $1,200, depending on the amenities, and of course the location is always a factor, and then the community expenses. Okay, and these fees again help to maintain the community. They are for the routine maintenance of common areas such as the swimming pool, fitness centers if there is one, parks within the community, and then lawn maintenance, and it could be snow removal, it could be leaves removal. So you need to find those things out. What does the homeowners association fee cover before you make that purchase? You also need to get the declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, which contain the rules of that community, because you want to know what those rules are before you purchase that home. Okay, so another thing, key fact or point to remember about a HOA is, again, HOAs exist to maintain the community. Okay, some folks believe that HOAs can protect property values. Okay, the other thing about HOAs is that, again, they can be found in communities where there are single family homes, townhomes, high-rise condominiums period, townhomes. Okay, so there are different communities that could have an HOA. Usually when you go to purchase a home, it will say so in the MLS printout whether or not there's a HOA. Okay, and then again, you want to review those rules before you make that purchase. Okay, another key point to remember about HOAs is that high delinquency rates, in other words, people not paying the HOA fees, can increase the monthly fees for everyone in the building. Okay, or in the community. Okay, and then also it can make it difficult for new buyers to secure a loan. Okay, so delinquency, you want to stay on top of that, and then hopefully your neighbors will as well. Okay, So the other thing is that HOAs can control what you do and what you do not do to your property, okay? And then last but not least, HOA, again, as I said before, help to maintain the common area. So again, you want to ask for those declarations or the declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, and actually after the buyer and the seller agrees to the contract and you have what's called a ratified contract, the seller has 3 days to deliver the HOA documents to the buyer. Okay, the buyer then has 10 days to review. Guys, don't take this bylaws book and then just kind of toss it to the side. You need to go through this book. Why? Because it will govern how you live, okay? It will govern how you live, and wait till you hear some of these insane HOA rules. And so again, rule of thumb is you want to read this bylaws and know what are the rules in this community. Again, the seller has 3 days to give the buyer the HOA documents. The buyer then has 10 days to review this document and to decide whether or not he or she wants to move forward with this purchase, okay? All right, guys, now here are some, now let me just say that again, properties within HOA are governed by a collective set of rules and bylaws, okay? But sometimes, guys, things can get really out of control. Here are some insane HOA rules. No flagpoles are to be allowed in the yard unless approved by the HOA. Only 2 rose bushes are allowed per property. You will be fined every time you walk through the lobby of the building with your dog instead of carrying the dog. All residences can only mow the lawns on the same day, at the same height, and in the same pattern to create uniformity in the neighborhood. Only white trash bags are to be permitted to be used, and not black trash bags. Vet or not, marine stickers are considered a decal advertising and must be removed from your car, or they will send a tow truck out to tow it away. Vehicles must be parked inside of a garage and not in your driveways overnight. Only 2 dogs allowed per household as pets. Garage doors are not allowed to be open. Yes, I know, guys. I know that these HOA rules sound crazy, but yes, they in fact exist in some communities. But I want you to understand that not all HOAs are the same, okay? Not all HOA are the same, and that's why, excuse me, that's why you want to get the bylaws and you want to go over the bylaws so that you will know, what that community, what the rules are in that community. Okay, now listen, my objective is not to scare you, okay? I just want you to understand how serious HOAs are or can be, okay? But overall, listen, HOA rules are meant for the good of the community, okay? And these extreme rules are rare. The point is you need to know what the rules are in that community before you purchase that home, okay? Because the fees, again, are mandatory and there is no negotiating in terms of the fees, okay? So listen, here are a few questions that you can ask before purchasing. First of all, is there an HOA? Also, how much are the fees? How often and how much are the fees increased annually, okay? What specific services are covered with the fees, okay? Are there any restrictions in terms of the fences, the decks and patios and things of that nature? Am I allowed to have a boat? If that's something that you're really into, boats and gardening and things of that nature, think of what you're interested in, and you want to either read the bylaws specifically for those things, or you want to just simply ask, are there any restrictions pertaining to those things that are of concern to you? Are there any pet restrictions? What about noise ordinances? Some of us like to have barbecues and invite family over, okay? Are there quiet hours where you have to turn everything off by a certain time, okay? Are floodlights prohibited, or what are those sensory lights when it's dark outside and they come on when motion sensing type of lights, are they prohibited? Okay, these are things that you want to know, especially as a female, as a single female. You want to feel safe. Okay, so it's okay to ask the questions and or look in your bylaws, guys. I can't keep stressing that. I cannot stop saying it. Review the bylaws. Okay, are there any restrictions in terms of the number of children and the amount of children allowed in the home under 17 years old? What about security systems, home security systems? Again, as a woman, you want to feel safe. Do these systems have to be registered with law enforcement? Okay, am I allowed to operate a home-based business from my home? Is that allowed? Okay, if I want a swimming pool or jacuzzi or play structure for my child in the backyard, am I allowed to do that? Guys, these are questions that you really, really need to think about, especially if there's something that you're really, really passionate about, or that you want to do. Some of you love red doors. Well, am I allowed to paint my door red or paint my house a different color? These are questions that, if it means a lot to you, you really want to think about it. And I just want you to understand how, again, serious this whole HOA thing, okay? Whether you love the home or not, okay? Listen, guys, I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Listen, don't forget to subscribe. I'm excited about these videos, and I'm still learning them, but I'm excited about it. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And then also hit that little notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I do upload another video. Okay, guys, guess what? There's a there is a group. I have a group that you can join, a Facebook group, and it is titled, I need to slow down. It is entitled Women Home Buyers and Sellers. Okay, so I invite you to join that group. In the meantime, listen, whether you're buying or selling a home, keep your head up and your hopes high. And remember that everything is negotiable and the deal is not over until the keys are exchanged. Have a blessed day.